Hey everybody, it's Matt. I decided to make a video series about making a reed and from start to finish. I'm going to go through the steps from after gouging, shaping, tying, scraping all the way to a finished reed. And I'm going to break it up into fairly small chunks so that it's easier for y'all to digest. We'll talk about gouging in another video series, but I wanted to put together a series on how I scrape and make a reed. So let's flip perspectives and we'll do some shaping. All right, so we're ready to shape a piece of cane. I've got a piece of gouged cane here, and it has been soaking in water, room temperature water, for about 15 minutes. It's a little bit flexible, easy to bend over the finger, and that's the first step to shaping. So we're going to place it on my knife here, and I do this by eye. I've always done it by eye and it works fine for me. I put my piece of cane perpendicular to the knife edge, and I try to center the knife edge along the length of the cane and just give it a gentle fold until you start to see the crease forming, and then I stop. I don't want to overly fold or crease the cane, and then just gently keep folding. And if you get a little bit of this sort of propping open, I just squeeze that down. You can be fairly firm with it until you have a decent fold. Okay? And then in order for the cane to fit on my shaper tip, we need to take these corners off just a little bit, not too much, just so it'll fit. About like that. Okay, so I've done that, and now I'm ready to put it on my shaper tip. This is an original old Brandon X shaper tip that I love, and what I want to do is put the back piece on first and center it on the shaper tip. So you can see from side to side, it's fairly centered, and then I fold the top part down and make sure that that is also centered. Okay, and then I push down with my top finger, or my pointer finger, to make sure that the fold of the cane is all the way down on the top of the shaper tip, and then just cinch it down. Check again, it looks pretty centered to me, and then tighten it down. Okay, you want to make sure this is very tight, otherwise the cane can slip around and give you bad results. Okay? When I shape, I like to hold the shaper tip like this, and I put the corner of the ear down on the table, okay? Then I take my new razor blade. These are not gem razor blades. These are not quite as crazy sharp as those, but they work really well for shaping. And when I shape, I like to start at the top of the shaper tip, right under the ears, and go down, and keeping the razor blade as flat as I can during the length of the shape, okay? So I'll start here, and this is gonna take several passes. 1, 2, 3, and I will check that. Looks pretty good to me. I'll do the same thing over here. I'm using the other side of the razor blade, trying to always use a new section for each swipe. And notice that I'm not tilting, well, I'm trying not to tilt the razor blade side to side when I do this. I try to keep it very perpendicular to the edge that I'm shaping against. And I'll check that, and that looks pretty good. Now, you can see I did make one little mistake here in that I took too much, when I initially trimmed this, I took a little too much off of this side, so it kind of juts into the shape a little bit. That's not ideal. I didn't mean to do that, but there's a good teaching moment here. I'm actually going to continue with this piece of cane because a lot of that will be clipped off of the reed anyways, and it's not so drastic that I feel I need to stop. So, and this is a nice piece of cane too, so I'm going to keep going. All right, so now we've shaped our piece of cane. We can undo this, and the cane pops off, and now we'll move on to tying.